Welcome to Truthzilla bonus episode number 28. 28,
something like that?
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, guys, thanks for coming and listening like you always do. And we're just going to do our thing. But man, it's been a week. There's been some real local stuff going down.
Some real terrifying local stuff.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a serious bonus episode.
Yeah, we're gonna get into serious. Before we get into real too serious, I want to just shout out a couple of things. Like we've said previously that if you are a local business that's willing to stay open despite the government's orders,
their tyrannical mandates.
Yes, against Browntown.
I like it.
Kate Browntown,
yeah. So anyways, we have a gym in Eugene here, and it's going to be the Rena Fitness. And there's an article on KZI just saying like we're staying open, man. This is businesses that they're either going to close their doors for good now, or they're going to stay open and see what happens. And we already had the one business in Salem that was fined $90,000, the other gym that didn't follow the tyrannical Kate Brown orders. But I truly believe this is the only way this is going to work. This is what needs to happen. We just need all of us to do it.
That's it. As soon as everybody does it, that's where we take our control back.
Yep, that's it. We all have to stand up together. We all have to stand up together and say like, nope, we're not going to. They don't have any power.
Yeah,
they only have power because we acquiesce to these exorbitant like displays of totalitarianism, authoritarianism. That's what it is.
Yep.
Like they don't have power. They work for us. Okay, they have no right to do this, man. And it's like even in the face of a pandemic. Like that doesn't negate these rights that we have as sovereign human beings. It's not even about the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't grant us any rights. The Constitution simply says that the government cannot make rights to infringe on our natural human autonomy.
But interestingly about the Constitution, the only crime the Constitution mentions is treason.
Ah, there it is.
That's the only crime the Constitution talks about.
So all of this stuff is completely illegal. These are crimes against humanity, dude. Like I don't even care if it had like a 40% death rate, dude. If COVID had a 40% death rate, then okay, we as individuals would be like, oh, maybe I'll wear that mask. Maybe I'm not gonna go outside. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it comes down to that same thing. Like if it was a real pandemic, we wouldn't want to go out in it.
Yeah. You don't need a PR firm and a PR campaign to convince everybody that there's this global pandemic out there, dude. And it's like, don't get me wrong. COVID's a real thing, okay? It affects people and it kills people, but so does like the flu, tuberculosis, like it does, and there are things that we can do to enable our own, physical health, right?
And I don't know if that's the opinion of all of us.
Okay.
Just to say, Scott.
Okay, well,
I don't want to, but I'm still, I'm still figuring out like whether I believe COVID is real or not. Like
I don't. To me, it doesn't fucking matter. Because what matters at the end of the day is the overstep that's happened in with COVID as the excuse. So you could have labeled it as anything, but the base matter of it is the government's tyrannical overstep. And it was supposed to be and within the rights and the power that we have given them as a voting populace, we did allow them to have these emergency powers that are supposed to be limited emergency powers, like a 2-week shutdown to flatten the curve, which should never have happened. Again, it is an overstep, but to have that drag on for now going on, close to 9 months, but we all knew going into the 2 weeks that it was not going to end.
Certainly.
And after the vaccine, it still will not end.
Absolutely.
Until we are rolled off to the camps and they have committed genocide against everybody else.
The shielding approach.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So
more will be revealed there too. So the Rena Fitness, and our gym, that Ed and I go to. You know what I mean?
Pursue Fitness,
dude.
They're not completely open, but they're doing their best to be open in any capacity they can. With like working within, they've basically set up like a gym outside the gym.
Yeah.
Is essentially what they're doing. And so I want to go support. Plus, I want to get some actual fitness.
Yeah.
Like this is. This is done on purpose.
Yeah.
Like stay home, watch Netflix, and eat shitty food is. That's not. you're not fighting the government as well when you're doing that, right?
Yep. So yeah, shout out to Pursue Fitness, big time, guys.
Yeah,
Holy
definitely.
crap. What was the one did you want to give them a shout out?
No, that's okay.
Okay, all right,
I'll
that's
hold
cool.
off on
That's
that.
cool.
All
That's
right.
cool. So anyway, guys, so we have solutions in that there are people that are stepping up and doing what they can, and we just want to encourage everybody. You know, they lose all
It's a
their power.
perfect segue, actually.
They lose all their power when we rise up together.
They do. And authority has no power.
Authority
As the
has no
great
power, you
David
guys.
Icke says.
Kate Brown has no power. I'm more powerful than Kate Brown because she works for me. What do you think about that?
Yeah, totally. Well,
Yeah,
they're hitting people
agreed.
in the pocketbooks.
Yeah.
And that's how
She
they're
works
able
for
to keep
China
control.
too, but at the end of the day,
She
works for
totally
me.
does.
But
wow.
nothing against Chinese people. I love Chinese people. It's like the authoritarian
people,
Chinese
yeah.
government.
Well, we're
Yeah,
talking about the
there we
government.
go.
Well,
She
of
works
course.
for the authoritarian Chinese government.
Yes. All right, so can we jump into the other thing?
do
All
it.
right, so tyranny in the hospitals in the Pacific Northwest, and in particular, those of you listening to this is really, really important for us to hear as a truth community, as a global community, because what information is being suppressed from the light of day that is happening to our families and to our children, and in particular with the state's intervention and their tyrannical agenda and overstep committing essentially medical kidnapping and atrocious violations of families' sovereignty and their ability to parent and family together. We have a Sacred Heart Hospital here in Springfield, Oregon. Everybody, we're going to put some links at the end where you can reach out to the hospital. We are going to encourage people to en masse to call these hospital administrators throughout the day, all day, every day. Anyone who's listening to this, we encourage you to do this. We're going to also link you to this family's GoFundMe. Hopefully we'll plug it a couple times here on the show.
Yeah.
We really, really encourage you and hope that you will help them because they are on the front lines in their own way.
They're standing up.
Literally fighting the thing that the three of us sit here every single week and say, this is what's happening. They're coming for our kids. They're coming for our families. They're trying to destroy our ability to have any say and any right for what happens to our children and within our families, and they're using the strong arm of the heroes on the front line to do it. So Riverbend Hospital, Sacred Heart in Springfield, they do have a history of corruption. There has been many instances in my lifetime that I know, just personal family, friends, and family who have dealt with the most extreme kinds of overstep as it pertained in particular to parents' interactions with their children, or parents having the ability to be a voice for their children, and the hospital saying, well, no, that's not going to fucking happen. And what Sacred Heart is doing and rolling out with all of their strong arms is to essentially. I just lost my whole fucking train of thought. We're gonna have to edit that part.
That's fine.
What were we just saying?
Well, so you were just, I think, getting to like what they're doing to this particular family.
Yeah, but we're
Right.
still gonna have to edit all this part
That's
out
fine,
because
that's
I
fine.
still don't remember. Hold on.
Yeah. So how about this? We go to like Ed. Tell them what the GoFundMe.
Okay, so I just wanted to. I think the easiest way is I'm just going to read you their GoFundMe, and this is should we call them by name?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so
First name.
Sean. Yeah,
We can
well,
say-
Sean T.
Yeah.
And the GoFundMe, it's listed as No More Forced Quarantines Defense Fund.
Yeah, we're gonna have the link in the bottom.
We'll
show
have the link
description.
in, but while in Sacred Heart Riverbend Hospital, we were forcibly quarantined
This
against
was November
our will.
28th. This happened November 28th to this family. I just want to give the background. So this family went, his wife went into premature labor at 34 weeks. They went to seek care, as you would expect when you're in preterm labor. And they were forced and terrorized, and the father separated from his wife, CPS involved because they refused to acquiesce to the mask mandate
And the COVID testing.
And so because of that, this family is now, this father hasn't even seen his baby. And they've got CPS essentially threatening that they're not going to have their baby. And this is a family that simply went to the hospital to have help with a preterm infant. So sorry to interrupt you, Ed.
No, that's great. I'm just going to start over. While in Sacred Heart Riverbend Hospital, we were forcibly quarantined against our will, constantly threatened and harassed because we refused to take the test. They quarantined us completely against our will by threat. Then they made me miss my child being born. They literally made me leave the hospital. All of this because we did not do what we were told. So they forced us to wear masks for 24 hours a day, told to wear in the shower. They would wake you up if your mask came off in your sleep.
Yep. He was saying they kept waking his wife up in the night if her mask slipped off.
For 4 days until my wife broke and was forced to take the test against her own will. In the end, they call CPS, all because we refused the test. My wife and I are now just trying to defend ourselves. Any help with legal services would be great, as well as establishing help to others who face tyrants. We are fighting for our constitutional rights as well as everyone else's without hesitation. Please help fight and never allow parents to be separated from their children again. We will set a precedent and we will restore the Constitution, freedom and equality for all. Thrown out of the hospital for no reason by threat of violence.
Yes.
And there's a video. We're going to put the video at the end of this.
I'm trying to get his phone from him because and can we link them to his YouTube? This gentleman has uploaded
several videos.
four, maybe today was a fifth, very, very short videos. One of them's like 17 minutes, a couple are around 2 minutes, and then the one today I think was like 15, 17, something like that, maybe 9. I get confused. But essentially, we really encourage you to please just take the few moments to listen to what this family has to say and what they're going through. But again, this is very, very personal to all of us. Ed and I both have children in the same community, and God forbid something happens to any of our kids, because we know that we cannot go to Sacred Heart Hospital and trust them with our child's care in any way, shape, or form. They are not for you. They are not the heroes. They are not the frontline heroes. They are the tyrannical arm of enforcement for Agenda 21, and this family is bearing the brunt of it. Well, the truth of the matter is that there is a doctor with a name, there are nurses with names, and there are CPS agents with names behind this that are happily enforcing this. This is absolute tyranny when when you as a parent, and this is a huge standing history with Child Protective Services in almost every state that you can imagine, and in particular along the West Coast, where they were medical doctors, when they are, with the gods that they are, quote unquote, are challenged or in any way questioned, that they will and do retaliate. This is a classic example. This gentleman, Sean, he's got a few clips of the way that he was handled in this hospital. It's absolutely unspeakable. If you look even further into the fact that not only was he removed from the hospital, tried to have his phone removed from his person because of the information that he had on it, separated from his wife, and still has not been allowed to see his newborn child, and is essentially being threatened that he may not ever see his newborn child. He's getting calls from Child Protective Services. His wife is being separated away from him when they were there together, and being questioned in another room about whether or not there's violence in the home. All of this is tyranny, because these are not indicators. When somebody refuses medical care or says, this is not FDA approved, or this is not for me, the other side answer to that is not supposed to be, oh, well, then you're a danger and you're not a good parent and you're going to abuse your child at home, and so therefore let us get Child Protective Services involved. And I'm going to say right now, I used to do foster care for many, many years. Yes, not in this state, but in California. My grandparents did in this state for close to 30 years. There's nothing more wicked and corrupt than the child protective agencies in California and Oregon. And while there may be a handful of actually good humans that are working for the betterment of children and their families, that is the tiny, tiny, tiny margin. They are very much agenda driven. They are very much the arm of enactment against families, and they are not about putting families back together, and they're not actually about helping children. And this is simply about control and a subversion of people's liberties and constitutional rights. And it can't, and the reason why I'm so fucking upset. The reason why we felt that we needed to bring this to you guys who are listening and watching this right now is because, again, this is something we've all been speaking out about for 6 months, and now we have it close to home, right? We have someone in our community that this is happening to. This isn't a child went into the hospital with a broken arm and a little bit hand shy, and mom looks like maybe she's afraid to say anything, and dad's puffed up and acting like he's drunk. This isn't that case, and if they will will do it to this family, and trust and believe they are going to and have planned, and already this has set a precedent for what they will do to the rest of us. My children and I, we're going snowboarding, on Christmas. We're going to be on a mountain. God forbid something happens to one of them. Where do I take them? These are the kinds of things that need addressed.
Veterinarian?
We need to, I know a good computer programmer.
Oh, yeah.
I know a really good computer programmer. This cannot be allowed to stand, guys. This is literally my whole passion in life is and has always been for children, and the fact that this is happening to this it brings me to tears. I've spoken at some length with Sean last night and again today. I know Scott has. Hopefully. When he has, this family is having to deal with legal issues, and so we're not able to have him.
We were going to have him on.
Well, he was meant to be on here with us tonight, but just because
his lawyer advised him.
Him to. Yep.
Yeah, totally
understandable.
But we did have permission to talk about his story and what has already been put out there, and to direct people to his GoFundMe. At the end of this, we're going to link part of or one of his videos. We'll get it all plugged in.
Let
it
it
play.
just play.
17-minute video.
But we'll link
the
the GoFundMe, and and I just want to jump in and just say, the reason why this hit me so hard. Well, first of all, I got a text last night with the GoFundMe, and like a minute later, I was looking at social media and I saw this post of this video that we'll put at the end here, and I just thought, and to me, this is us.
It is.
This is us.
It is.
What we've been saying this whole time is
this is what we were fighting against.
We're saying this, but this person is standing up for the things we're saying.
Yes.
They're standing up against, and they're in a system. I'm not in that system right now, but like I would like to think that I am Sean in that situation. And I am standing up and I'm saying I don't want your test, and Sean, let's be clear too. Sean has MS. So
he does.
This mask is it's even worse for him
because of his multiple sclerosis. As a I almost said adjuvant. As a condition of that, he also has emphysema, which means also that he's with multiple sclerosis. You're getting fluid in your lungs. He's got folders full of documentation throughout his life of doctors talking about the problems that he has with his lungs and with breathing. He has documented that. He cannot be masked, and what kind of problems that causes for his lungs. And he has been retaliated against in the most obscene possible way. If a lot of people, I think, I feel like that this is the boot stomp of the hospital and of the whole tyranny, is that a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, Child Protective Services, and they're gonna. I'm not even gonna be able to take my baby home with me. Okay, fucking give it to me.
Because you don't wear a fucking mask.
Because you don't wear a mask, or because even if he didn't want, even if he had put the mask on, what they said was no to the test, and I think that's really where it went south. They didn't want the test. He pointed out that the masks within the hospital, according to the hospital's own documentation, say that the masks are recommended, but not when you're in the rooms by yourself, which they were. Even though because they refused the test, they were already being quarantined, and still he was removed from his wife's side.
You know what's funny about all this? The irony of it is, like, all the people that have a problem with this are all the kids in cages people.
Wait, what do you mean?
All the people that have been in an uproar about all the kids, like Trump's putting kids in cages and separating them from their families, are the ones that are going to be outspoken against and supportive of these measures towards Sean.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's the inversion for you.
Yep.
You can't save the lost.
Yeah.
But you can't awaken those in a brain dead coma.
Nope.
But so all that to say, we all really want to show support for this family in any way that we can. Hopefully there's going to be other ways for us to plug in and do that, and hopefully we'll be able to platform him and have him put his story out. There are ways for us to rise up together, and this is an opportunity for us to do that. If all of us will come together and fight and make calls and write letters on behalf of this family, know that is what will happen in reverse. All of us at some point are going to have to deal with this. Our kids are going to get sick. Our kids are going to get hurt. One of us is going to get sick or hurt. We're going to have to go to a hospital. God forbid it be Springfield, Oregon, Sacred Heart, Riverbend. But know that this is a tyranny that's existing throughout the country.
And if you're a parent, picture your child being removed to you because you're not participating in the established narrative that you know is wrong.
Correct.
You know is wrong.
Correct.
I mean, that's exactly what happened here, and we're at that point. We've been at that point, but we're at that point where we need to make stands. We say this all the time. We need to stand up against these people. We need to do it wherever we can, whenever we can. This family did it, and they are being punished punished.
Yeah.
They're being punished.
They've been made an example out of.
And we need to back them up.
Back
That's what
them,
we're
yes.
doing. That's what we're doing. We're
Yep.
backing them up.
Because I want someone, when it comes down to it, I'm going to need, and we're all going to need each other to back each other up when the government comes for us, as we have been saying that they are doing, as the World Economic Forum has told you that they are going to do, as Agenda 21 has been written out that is going to happen with the mass loss of life that we're expecting within 5 years. It's time to be done with the quiet and the acquiescence. It is time for us to stand up for one another, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's anybody that says it's a conspiracy theory is you know, this is we've entered the realm where it's no longer conspiracy theory. Those are all out the door, guys. It's all on the table. All the data's there. All the facts are there. They're openly saying it, and that's how much disdain they have for you. Is they're openly just talking about these agendas that they're rolling out, and that's it. I mean, it's like, just wake up, please, now, before it's too late. And it probably is too late, but you know.
I'm eager to find out this doctor's name. I'm eager to find out the CPS agent's name.
Yeah.
And I'm eager to find out the nurses' names who have interacted inappropriately, as well as the security guard that tried to forcibly remove his personal property from him. This cannot be stood for. This is not what we stand for as Americans. This is not what we stand for as members of this community. Riverbend Hospital is on serious notice, and the citizens of this state and in this community will not stand for it.
Damn right.
Bam.
Damn right.
So
Cool.
we're rolling into
Yeah,
the
let's
clip.
roll that clip.
Yeah, let's just
We'll
roll
see you
it,
guys on
man.
Sunday. We got an awesome guest.
Oh
we
my
just got done
God.
recording with our guest, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Mind blown. Mind blown.
Here, I'll give you a little hint. All right?
Oh, God.
Just a little hint.
Oh, here's another hint.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Ding, ding, ding. Thank you so much for your support and your encouragement. Please go and find Shanti at No More Forced Quarantines Defense Fund. We're going to put all of the links that you need to have in the show notes. Please reach out to us. Scott and I are in contact with Sean directly. I'm not sure if you've talked to him yet, Ed, but all three of us. And we will plug us all in whatever way we can. We are rallying behind this family.
Yeah, if you want to find us, we'll be pumping iron at Pursue Fitness in the parking lot.
I'm going to be curled up under a blanket on my bed with the space heater on while they're outside at Pursue Fitness. But I appreciate the spirit. It's not about the gym. It's just about the winter
Can we
time.
get a
and
stair
I can't do it.
climber out there? I really want a stair climber. God, if we get a stair climber out
I
there,
just
dude,
want
oh
a
my
bench.
I just need to make I need to finish making my garage into something. I got the boxing bag out there, and I got a
There you go.
elliptical upstairs. I
Hell
just got to
yeah.
put it together. But anyways,
Then we need to clear out that attic and make a podcast studio.
I said we could do it, right?
we could make the
go-
most badass podcast.
then we could do what I want to do on the wall thing
Dude,
with
we
the.
could do like, oh man, I
Yeah.
have all these ideas, dude.
So, anyways, all right. Well, everybody, thank you so very much. These are really important matters, and thank you for your support. And until Sunday, I am Megan, sitting here with the wonderful Ed and Scott. We wish all of you intellectual prosperity. Good night. Boop, pew, 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 pew.
Hello, peeps and peepettes. I'm angry. I'm hurt, but I've got over the tears. I mean, you can still see the hurt. It's constant. They made me miss the labor of my child, the hospital. We refused the not FDA-approved COVID test, the evasive one where they take a cotton swab and stick it all the way back to your freaking brain. And they punished us. They tortured us. I'm not kidding. They actually did. They have been teaching us a lesson. When you say no, things will happen. Sacred Heart Hospital, Springfield, Oregon. They care so much. It's a Sacred Heart. Dude, they have harassed us, threatened us. They made me miss my child's birth. I have it all on camera. I've documented all of this, and this is why they're coming at me so hard. Listen to me. The fucking heads up. The corporate are coming after me. I mean, I'm fighting them. And I'll admit, I've been kind of selfish because I haven't been fighting because it hasn't happened to me yet, but now it has. Okay? I got some news today as an update to all of this. Okay? Maybe miss my labor, my daughter's labor, and I was actually going to deliver the baby, you know. Like, make eye contact, have that miracle moment. I could treasure forever and never, ever forget. Yeah. I don't have that anymore. That's gone. Completely gone. You know what the news I got today? My wife, she just came back. By the way, I'm all about evidence and stuff. My wife just came back today, and she had some news for me. Supposedly, the hospital thought it in their own good grace to call DHS on me. On me. And see, listen, I've documented everything on video. So you don't have to believe me. Go watch my videos. I'll show you them kicking me out violently, trying to run after me and steal my phone. Like, the hospital told these people to get my phone. Seriously. Okay? There was a whole real conspiracy. They would have me wait in the lobby to be ushered in past security. Seriously, the hospital had to send people downstairs to make sure I could get through security. The hospital's like, oh, we don't tell security what to do. That's a whole different thing. Yeah. I had corporate headquarters people, I swear to God, negotiate my baby's labor. Seriously, I swear to you. I have it on tape. I do. I totally do. I recorded everything. This is some fact ass. I don't know. It's really, yeah. It's the only thing I can be happy about because I can't hold my baby right now. She's in that evil hospital, and I don't know if they're going to give her back to us. I've never met my daughter before. And they're trying to separate us. They already did. I missed the birth. I couldn't hold my wife's hand while she gave birth. Are you fucking kidding me? I can't. I'm not gonna cry anymore. I'm hurt. I am fucking wounded by this. I've never met my daughter. I was kept away from my wife for 3 days by threat of physical force. It's true. 'Cause it's on video. It's raw footage. I was inside these hospitals going through the whole thing, and I documented it, and no one's ever did this. Please spread this. I don't give a shit. I have very advanced MS. The only reason I say that because I could die at any time. Because I never tell people I'm sick. I don't like people looking at me like I'm a sick person. I'm just like, oh, that's Sean. He's not sick. I've always been sick. Okay? And it's been wearing on me. Okay? They're fucking killing me. And they know it. I told them, hey, I have MS. So, like, I can't be stressed out or it will kill me. They used it as a weapon. I swear to this on my own heart and soul. I wouldn't say on my baby because that's just too important to me. If anybody could get this out, okay? It ain't about me. If you can tell, I don't want to be on camera. But it took this for me to do something. I will drive wherever I have to. I will speak about the truth of what they actually do and that I have papers of. That is the test pamphlet that they forced, winkety-wink, my wife to take. And when I say winkety-wink, they did force her to take it, but there's a whole big old story to that yeah. There are heroes there. I'll tell you that. They'll help you. I hope the hospital's listening to that, because if you are, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. he was so against the coronavirus test. And then she took it after we forced them to wear face masks 24/7 in a room when we don't even recommend it. I think that's backwards, you guys. But so, okay. Everything's a recommendation, number one. They can't force you to do anything at all. It's not private property if you're paying to be there. When public, if it's private property, there's no public there. You're not giving a service. If you're paying to be there, it's like you're in a hotel room. You have rights to that place. They were telling me I couldn't video. And, I like to video everything. It's like, fuck, now everybody likes to video everything. But I can't video in here because you're afraid of the process that you do. They quarantined us against our will, okay? I had to pretend that like I was fighting for our rights, but we had no choice. They would have called the police on us. They already called DHS on us. Okay, they're threatening our child now. After all this, my wife just came here. They started asking her if I'm a violent man. You hear me? Has anyone been through that where they're like, oh, he's violent? No. When you are threatening my rights, you're being violent. This hospital is trying to take my baby. Guys, some attention. I'm doing everything I can, but hey, I don't care who you are, help me. I will help you. Whatever I can do. Okay? I'm not rich or anything like that. I'm very limited, but after this, I'm going to be helping a lot with the little bit of time I have left. I'm going to cause some hell for, I just need, a big old chunk of change from some fucking evil pieces of garbage who don't give you a choice when you go to the hospital. They tell you, you don't have a choice. When you say, but I have a right to choose, I have rights. They're like, no, you don't. You don't have a right to choose. It's a different situation. Once you don't have that right, and they're like, oh, you don't have this right, do you think you have those other rights? Do you think they exist? Because guess what? They didn't. We were in there. We were freaking tortured. I have emphysema. Seriously, I have x-rays, everything. And my lungs. And up to like here, they're black. Not from smoking. From MS. It's the truth. I have liquid and everything build up here all the time. It's just freaking horrible. I have to run a lot just to even try to survive. If they did this to me, they can do it to you. It might be 5 years down the road, but I never thought this would happen to me. I never thought I would be on a camera or just talking to anybody about being fucking locked down in a hospital without choice. They did not, at first, for the first 3 days, I didn't leave the room because I didn't think I thought if I left, the security was going to get me. And they told me that at first. They told me that we did not get to leave. We had to be quarantined. And you know what they did? They stuck us right next to a room where people were COVID positive to scare us into taking the test. And at first, they required me and her to take the test. And they said, if you do not take the test, you can't have your baby here. You can't have your premature baby in our NICU. So where am I going to, and this is the only place in for preemies, okay? So supposedly this is the only place if she goes anywhere else, she'll die. 34 weeks. Okay, that's when we had her. If any of mothers are out there, anyone has a soul, River Bend, Sacred Heart, Springfield, Oregon, tell them to leave us alone. I've not did anything, I've documented, you can go watch it. I've not done anything to these people besides, hey, you're not going to tell us what to do. You're not in charge. Like, we pay to be here and you're trying to quarantine us. You're telling I can't leave the hospital. Or if I do leave, you better keep it very limited. Or they sick the security on you. And then when the security gets you, or doesn't get you, they just like, they threaten you. They'll come up like, I had a dude named Kung Fu walk up to me. He was like this tall. Okay, I was not intimidated, but I know what they wanted. I didn't play it. I'm Kung Fu. I am the security here. I am in charge. That's what he said. And he came like really close, but like, I hate when people get close to me. It makes me feel like an animal, like I'm caged. Anyway, they made me leave because it was either I do something violent or I leave. And you know what? Violence doesn't help all the time. Only certain situations like defending your life. There's certain situations you have to. At that time, my wife was bawling, crying because they threatened the cops. They threatened me a bunch. You should watch the video. It's some real stuff. This stuff is happening. Watch these rights melt away in front of your eyes on my video. I don't think there's anything out there that's like this. Okay? Do you comprehend? I have risked, I guess, my family standing up for everybody's rights, for mine, for yours. I'm going to go anywhere I can, okay? I'm maybe going to get to speak in Salem, okay? And this is, I hate speaking. I hate being in front of people and I hate attention. I have MS. I don't like people looking at me. I feel ugly, okay? It's truth. I want to save my baby. I want to hold my baby. My wife just sits there and cries now. It's not postpartum. She don't have her baby and she doesn't know. Like, they're threatening to take our child. They asked if I was a violent man. I have no record of violence or anything. And everyone says I'm one of the nicest people that you can meet. I try to be. I want to love everybody. I want everybody to love me. But this is happening. I got evidence and proof up the wazoo. This comes from them. Let me show you. It's a little bit tricky. Show you. She doesn't feel like a mother right now. And she's frightened to death that they are going to take our child or come here and murk me. No joke. I called the police. You know what they told me? We don't believe you. You must be lying. I have recorded it all. We don't believe you because you can't record in hospitals. Yes, I can. It's a public place. And when there's more than 2 people, you have no expectation of privacy. I've heard police say this when we, complain about people videotaping us. But yeah, it works both ways, guys. Sacred Heart Hospital, Springfield, Oregon. Get this out. It's real. I've got so much other stuff to say. You can watch the videos. There's so much more. So much more. Thank you. Craig Mavea.